Hey, it's Mirna from Happiness Academy. Welcome to the Happiness Academy podcast, a place where you can discover practical, simple, yet effective tools from the science of positive psychology. You're at the right place if you're looking to live a life of well-being and joy, staying resilient when facing any challenges, and incorporating a sense of meaning in things you do. Ready? Let's dive in. Hey, today I'm sharing with you 5 ways, 5 approaches, 5 perspectives in which you can use mindfulness to make your life even better. I hope these will give you different ideas and new perspectives to use regardless of where you are with mindfulness right now. Maybe you're at the beginning of a journey of exploring lightly the concept of mindfulness and exposing yourself to different ideas or tools. Or maybe you're already quite experienced in that topic. Maybe you read a lot, did a lot of practice, maybe you're meditating regularly. Wherever you are in one of these 2 places or anywhere in between, I do hope and believe that today what I share will give you also some new perspective of how you can leverage mindfulness and use it in your immediate life to bring it a bit more of, let's say, goodness and something positive. Before I dive in, I just want to briefly share how we think about mindfulness and how at Happiness Academy we would, let's say, define mindfulness, just to make sure we are on the same ground starting off. So mindfulness, we could say, it's a natural human ability. It's ability in our thinking and ability in our mind to be present and aware in our immediate experience. So it is very much focused on anything that we are experiencing in the moment. It comes with this heightened awareness of ourselves and things happening in us, of our environment and things happening around us, of other people as well. So it comes with heightened awareness, a lot of focus on the presence, exposing ourselves to that experience in the moment, yet at the same time keeping a balanced mind, which means we are not being judgmental. We might be mildly curious, but we are not too entangled and lost in this experience, but we're kind of open and gentle, allowing ourselves to notice things about this immediate experience. When we think about mindfulness like that, then we recognize that's something that all of us can do right now without a lot of practice or different fancy tools. However, at the same time, it is something that is difficult to do often and sustain because it's so easy for us to drift in the world of our thoughts, to go into future, to go into past, to think about everything else except the present moment. Because of that, it is also ability that we want to keep on training and keep on kind of practicing. And we can do that in, let's say, 3 different ways. One of them is simply trying to be a bit more mindful and a bit more aware in everyday opportunities, whenever we have a chance. Just taking a moment to take a nice deep breath and just tune a little bit more into moment around us, being a bit more present, just trying to do that often. That's one way. The second way is, of course, kind of classical, meditation. Meditation is one of the most powerful toolbox and you could say gyms for practicing mindfulness. It's a way and a technique, a range of techniques that we can use to really strengthen that muscle of being mindful, to build more sustainable focus and concentration and the ability to stay mindful for longer time and do it more often. That is why meditation is highly recommended. There are many different types, so it's also important to find the right one for you. I might do another podcast on that topic sometime soon. Let me know if that sounds interesting. However, once you find something that fits you, it is a great tool to practice, to strengthen your mind, to strengthen your ability to focus and your sense of mindfulness. And then we have third group of tools, which are different tools and techniques from positive psychology and also other branches of psychology and also many different places where we can find these kind of tools, which are tools that help us to be more mindful within our experiences, that help us to work with our mind and our body, our senses, to build more of mindfulness. These tools can be very diverse. I'm also sharing some of them in different podcasts. So today, whichever of these areas you're exploring, being it that you would just like to do a bit more often this being mindful in the moment, or being it that you want to meditate more, or you're meditating already and you want to strengthen that, or being it that you're playing with different tools, whichever it is. Today I'll share how can these tools contribute to our life in 5 different big aspects and 5 different big areas. And by the way, if you're listening this and it's still 2023, this is also the year when we are doing at Happiness Academy the Learning Getaway, which is an immersive live week, a beautiful event in Croatia, in Istria, which is a region considered Croatian Tuscany, very green, very beautiful, with a lot of nature, with the cute cities, and a lot to explore. And this year we're doing Learning Getaway on the topic of mindfulness, with the focus on enjoying life more fully. And we'll be exploring the topic of mindfulness for a full week through many different experiences. It will be super exciting and super insightful. So if that's a topic you want to be exploring more and you still have chance for some holidays this September, check it out. I will add more about it in the link. Now, the 5 areas of exploring or using mindfulness more in our life. So one purpose for which we can use mindfulness, area number 1, is to bring more pleasure and enjoyment in our life. That one is fairly straightforward. When we have more presence in the experience in which we are, when we are not distracted by our thoughts or our phone or anything else, but when we are truly immersed in experience that we are having, then we also have much bigger capacity for pleasure and enjoyment of that moment. But it's not just that. Mindfulness also makes us more present in our bodies, more tuned in our senses, and through that, it also heightens the experiences that we are having. So we can, again, harvest more pleasure, more enjoyment, more experience from the same event if we are more mindful in that event. But when we talk about pleasure and enjoyment, there is one more aspect, and that is that it also shows us better how do we actually feel about things in our life. When we are mindful, then we are more inclined to notice what is happening in us, our emotions, our body sensations, our reactions. It's like a bit of a slow motion that we are experiencing, and we notice all these things in us. And that also helps us to notice cause and effect within different experiences. When something happens, are we actually truly enjoying that? Or maybe we think we're enjoying because we never actually sit down to think about it. And we can apply this mindful approach to seeing how different food makes us feel, to see how different movements make us feel, to see how different people and conversations influence our emotion, energy, or anything else. And through that, we can also build more space in our life for things that make us feel good, and clear out more and be more grounded in those that don't give us that much pleasure or enjoyment. So aspect number 1, applying mindfulness to have more pleasure and more enjoyment and more fun in life. Aspect number 2 is deeper, better, longer focus. Focus is something that in our modern world, it's so disrupted and everybody is looking for having more of it. To be able to focus makes our work results better, it makes our workouts better, it makes our conversations better, it makes our thinking process better. So pretty much anything we do in life, if we can give it more focus, deeper focus, better focus, it will flourish through that energy, time, and attention we give it by focusing on it. However, focus is difficult to sustain, and mindfulness is one of the tools, among others, that can help us work on that focus. I will be sharing more about focus in another podcast as well, so you might check that one out for different tools that helps us with focus. But here I just want to connect it with mindfulness and remind you how meditation is one of the most powerful ways to train your focus. So choose a meditation. If you're not sure what kind, you can go for simple breath work, focusing on your breath and noticing your breath. Try to practice it daily, maybe a couple of times per day for just a couple of minutes, and see what a wonderful effect that has on your focus and often on your energy. Now, area number 3 that can benefit from more mindfulness is our connections, our relationships, our conversations. When we are more present in in the moment and in our conversations, that also can give us much more depth to that experience, much more depth to that connection. It can give more, build more appreciation with others because they feel that we're really present and we're really listening. It can give more sharpness to us to notice and listen better and notice details and notice what this person is experiencing. So becoming better listeners and better communicators. But it can also make us more intentional about our communication. A bit similar to what I was mentioning when talking about recognizing cause and effect and our emotions and energy. The same is in connection. We can notice in a conversation what drained us, what upset us, what built up our excitement or positive energy. How do we actually feel about the person, the conversation we are having? And through that, we can be more intentional in who we connect with and also how we connect with them. And through that, we can build more depth to our relationship and stronger connections. That's the third gift of mindfulness. Now, the gift or aspect number 4, in which mindfulness is so important for us, is resilience. Mindfulness is one of the key skills that makes us more mentally strong, that gives us more resilience and more strength to deal with any of the life challenges. Why? On one side, mindfulness is hugely helpful to help us manage our own emotions. It helps us recognize things better. It helps us be more moderate and controlled in our reactions. It helps us be more calm and grounded in different situations and more composed in the way we deal with things. So on one side, there is this emotional management that we get by training more mindfulness, by kind of slowing down our reactions and building more of this awareness into things we do. But there is also the second aspect that helps us with resilience. And that is that when we are mindful, we also have more clarity, more space for reflection, deeper insights, more clear thinking, and more resourcefulness in how our mind works and how we think. In a way, mindfulness gives us a bit of distance and perspective over situation because through it we practice that non-judgment and kind of composed attitude and balanced mind. But it also, in a way, creates more mental space for us. And this gives us more clarity, more sharpness in our thinking, and more resourcefulness. So if you want to be more mentally strong, start by doing mindfulness exercise, especially meditation. And finally, the aspect number 5, the last one, in which mindfulness is so valuable for us, it is because it's a wonderful ground to build more positive emotions in our life. With mindfulness, we are creating more space and more intentionality. We recognize better what is good for us, what is giving us different positive emotions. We take more control over creating those experiences. But it's not just that. So on one side, it creates more space and fertile ground for all of these experiences. But on the other side, there are also some positive emotions that are direct consequence of mindfulness. One of them is gratitude, because when we bring more of balanced mind, very often we notice a lot of good things about life, and through that also more gratitude, but also calmness and serenity, also more confidence, because when we feel more composed, when we are more mindful and more present, through feeling more composed, more serene, we also feel more confident of how we will deal with the certain situations. And then, of course, all the ranges of emotion related to serenity, calmness, you could say relaxation as well, but it's more about calm mind, clear mind that we're trying to build through mindfulness. And one of consequences of clear mind is also emotions that are calm, that are not such a storm of emotions in us, but that have more space and that we are able to process better and you could say manage better. So these were your 5 things, 5 areas in which you could apply more mindfulness. I will summarize them very quickly, and I will invite you as I do that to point 1 for yourself that you would like to focus on, just giving a bit more space this week, focusing to put a bit more mindfulness into this area this week. And with that, hopefully that area will grow and flourish. First area was pleasure and enjoyment. Second area was focus, keeping deeper, longer, more sustainable focus. Third area was connections, connecting better with others by bringing mindfulness in our conversations and in our contact. Fourth one was resilience and mental strength. So through harvesting mindfulness, being more resilient, more strong, managing our emotions better, being more clear and insightful. And finally, fifth one, using mindfulness as a groundwork for more of positive emotions, because it gives us more awareness of where positive emotions are forming for us and where are they coming from, but it's also directly related with some of the positive emotions. I hope you will put this in practice. I hope you will see how to be more mindful in these different aspects and situations. And again, if you're keen to dive in deeper into mindfulness, bring in much more mindfulness in all the different aspects of your life, and through that flourish in your positive emotions, in your connections, in your work, in the way you're resilient, then definitely consider joining us in September 2023 in Istria for 1 week live exploration. Very enjoyable, but also very insightful exploration of different tools and ways you can apply mindfulness to live life more fully. I hope to see you there. If not, see you in some of the future podcasts. Thank you for exploring this topic with me. I hope you found some exciting ideas and tools that you will use already today. Remember, they only work if you put them in practice, but then they make all the difference. If you like Happiness Academy podcast, do leave us a rating and a review. It will be really helpful. And if you haven't done it yet, click on the links in the episode description to discover free materials and valuable resources to dive in deeper. See you in the next episode or at the Happiness Academy newsletter.